Heroes at Home. We're sharing stories of area residents who are doing great things, from firefighters to fundraisers, veterans to volunteers. Heroes at Home is brought to you by the comfort people at Terrell E. Mosley, specializing in heating, cooling, and maintaining the air quality of your home or business. Online at terrellemosley.com. Hear more from our Heroes at Home by visiting WLNI.com.
And we welcome to the program Shannon Myers, who is joining us in the studio. Hello again, hi, Shannon. Good to see you. And also Micah Gaudio, who's on the phone. Micah, good morning.
Good morning.
And they are the parents of Cash Gaudio. A lot of folks in the community know the story of Cash Gaudio and now the Live Like Cash Gaudio Foundation. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to have you guys in. I know you had a news release out earlier this month regarding the success so far, and more still to come, of the Live Like Cash Gaudio Foundation. So welcome to the program, Shannon and Micah. And I think this is what a coincidence. This is remarkable that Brian just had the story about the capybaras, which I had to look up what a capybara was, that they're very popular, very stress relieving. And Shannon, lo and behold, you pulled out of your purse a little mini capybara.
Yes.
A little, not a little stuffed animal, but a little toy,
figure. Mm-hmm.
A little figure. And that is because
it was Cash's favorite animal. He would always send me Instagram reels and videos and pictures of just different capybaras. And so it's kind of a thing at our house. We have lots of stuffed animals and he loved groundhogs, chunky little wild animals kind of were a thing for him. And not just to me, but I know he sent them to his dad, his sister, all of his friends, teachers. So a lot of times I would see them pop up on my Instagram For You page, and I would go to send it to him, and I would see that his name was there because he had already liked the picture. So yeah, when I heard you talking about that, I thought of Cash obviously immediately, and
yeah,
they're really cute animals.
Yeah, and as you said, they can grow to 120 some pounds.
Big.
They're a person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Sam lets us know that we can see them at the Aqua Zoo at the mall as well. So
I think they have two.
Very, very good. So we wanted to talk to you guys about the Live Like Cash Gaudio Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, $100,000 that will go toward students in the area to continue Cash's legacy.
Yes.
And for listeners who are not familiar, I know most people are familiar with this story, but Cash was shot and killed in his front drive. And has it been a year?
9 months, September 30th.
9 months ago. And I can only imagine how painful it must be for you all, but you had decided after this happened that you were going to make sure that his legacy and that his kind spirit and his kind heart lives on. So we wanted to talk about the Live Like Cash Gaudio Foundation. Tell us about how the golf tournament went.
Micah?
Yeah, sure.
Micah, tell us how
Mike, I was there.
Okay.
Micah's more knowledgeable about golf than I am, so he can give you a good recap on that.
It was a perfect, beautiful day in the 70s, sunny. Golf tournaments the week before had been rained out, so we were very blessed to have that. We had over 30 volunteers there. We had over 50 sponsors. Some of the top were Forest Audiology, M4K, and Delta Star, Moore's Electric, Gold Bays, Bailey Gray Interiors, and 50 others, and about 400 other people who contributed to the past 9 months. And we awarded Max Spain with full tuition, $8,630. Everybody that I talked to just had a great time at the tournament. Surprising to me because we had not put on a tournament before, one of the most organized tournaments, and I think there were some reasons for that. We just had so many volunteers and outpouring from the community businesses. It had to be a success, right?
We had to bump up the number of teams we allowed. It was tight because so many people wanted to participate, and we're looking at next year possibly doing 2 flights so that more people can take advantage of it and have a morning flight and an afternoon.
Right.
And
Yeah,
it
we
was
had to cap it at 28 teams. That's the max you could do on a evening run.
okay, and it was called
we did it
the
at Mariners Golf.
Swing for Cash Golf Classic.
Yeah, Swing for Cash Golf Classic.
And you'll have more to come. And then you guys also, you mentioned you awarded the scholarship to Max Spain, who is the son of ABC News anchor Mark Spain, who died last year. And this was the families have a lot in common, right?
Yes. Just unexpected loss. We've spent a fair amount of time now with Max and Lanita and just really love them. They're great. Max is such a good kid, and we're proud that he is the first recipient at LCA. We think he will represent Cash's character and just embody his spirit very well. And we're so happy that we get to help alleviate also just an unexpected financial burden. We also awarded 4 scholarships at Smith Mountain Lake Christian Academy, which Micah and I helped found a long time ago when we lived at the lake. And we decided there to try to help multiple students. We have a board member who works there, and Shelley Kist. And so we worked with her. Since we don't yet have our application process, we just sort of worked with her on some potential recipients. And as a board, we determined who would receive the scholarships. And Micah and I were able to go to their graduation at the end of May and award those in the amount of $1,500 for 4 students.
Peyton Conley, Evie Belcher, Maverick Quist, and Adeline Cassidy.
Yes.
Each get $1,500.
Yes.
And then Max Spain gets the 100% tuition for Liberty Christian Academy for this upcoming school year.
So far we've given out about $15,000, and according to our treasurer, we have to stop giving away for a little while and start raising some more. It wouldn't seem that way. It would have never seemed that way to me, considering we raised $100,000 so quickly. But the goal is to reach a point where you invest your money
self-sustaining,
and you're self-sustaining. So we have we actually have a board meeting tonight. We kind of took a breather because the golf tournament clearly was a lot of work and a busy day, and Cash's birthday was the day after that, so it was an emotional time for us. So we're meeting tonight to kind of start the process again of what else we want to do. We plan to do the car show again, and possibly 1 or 2 other events. So we're going to start talking about all of that tonight.
We're speaking with Shannon Myers and Micah Gaudio, the parents of Cash Gaudio. And as you mentioned, the foundation has now raised more than $100,000 since its inception in October of 2024. And as you said, this is only the beginning. So you're asking folks to please continue to pray for beautiful days ahead, for the lives this foundation will touch, and for the success of future events that carry forward the mission to live like Cash.
Yes.
And it sounds like you plan to continue some of these events, but who knows what else might come up.
Exactly. We definitely want to do more events. And one of the things that is important to us is that this just isn't money. We plan to have some events with the scholarship recipients to get to know them more, to sort of create a family and have them be part of a living legacy, that they don't just have money deposited into their tuition account at school, but that they know the reason behind that and why that gift exists. And a lot of the students at SMLCA already knew Cash because they were older than Max and were in school with him. But
Right.
but yeah, we just
and it's not just always about the events too. You know, there's over 400 individual donors, and
Yes.
they consistently give and make up the majority of the income raised. So we appreciate all those people. One story I forgot to mention about the golf tournament, Cash, you know, there were a ton of just great golfers in the tournament, and the winning team actually was Cash's former basketball teammates, Ethan Cook, Luke Barrows. Ethan just recently, weeks before that, won the state championship in golf. And other two friends, Noah Conley and Will Boyer, they were the ones that actually won the golf classic. So that was a special. There's a picture on the website, cashgaudio.org, if you want to see some of that and videos.
And that's a great place to just visit to see more. As we, do new things, we'll be updating the website. We also have Live Like Cash Gaudio on Instagram and Facebook. So we just ask that people, anyone that's listening that doesn't know a story, just please learn about Cash. It's so important to us that more than anything that people know about our amazing son.
This is the first time I think we've talked to you since the man accused of shooting and killing him had his preliminary hearing. Mm-hmm. Can you fill us in on just where the court proceeding stands now?
Yes. So the grand jury voted true bill, which means all of the charges go forward to the General District Circuit Court. Mm-hmm. And so the trial date has been set. He has one trial, a one-day trial for some other violations related to that day scheduled for September 5th. And then his trial for 2 counts of aggravated murder and a slew of other, I think like maybe 12 additional felonies and some other charges is scheduled to start on March 9th and go through the 18th. So if anyone's ever been in the legal process, you know that doesn't, the original dates don't always happen, but that's what we're preparing for. And, but we're also preparing ourselves that there could be delays. But as of right now, those dates are set.
In September and then in March.
Yeah.
As we speak with Shannon Myers and Micah Gaudio, and I know that, we're in July, and that date coming up in September that I know is going to be a tough time for you all, but we just, we're grateful that you all have started the Live Like Cash Gaudio Foundation and are doing so much good out of this tragedy.
Thank you.
And $100,000 so far.
That's a good start.
And more events to come. Some great stories from the car show, mm-hmm. and then the golf swing for cash, and the other events that are still to come. And the website, again, I want to make sure, is it Cash Gaudio?
Cashgaudio.org.
Cashgaudio.org, where folks can get more information and see the pictures and the videos from these events. So Shannon and Micah, we appreciate you being with us, and we will talk to you again soon.
Thank you for having us again.
Thanks, Molly.